Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks. This is your host, TedTokez. Currently we're making our way up to the front line. We got a teammate in front of us who's pushing the lead. So we're just going to try and back him up while trying to keep the pressure on the enemies and most of their attention off of our Overwatch because they like the easy road. And that is our job, to make it easier for each other. Alright, here we are. We get ourselves across the water. And we see quite a bit of enemies here at our immediate front. Now at this point, we're just trying to hold our position, maintain our area of cover and protection, and try to keep the pressure on the enemies. We see a teammate making his way up there, so we decide to go up there and help out that little weasel toe. Happened to run into each other right there a little bit, but the guy gets away. He's still rolling along pretty healthy. We have another enemy imposing himself into our front lines here. And that could be pretty problematic because that's going to get all of our guys up here in this immediate front line. They're going to get kind of turned around and they're not going to have their strong armors facing the enemies. So what I chose to do was push my way to the more dominating force of their front line, which is the front line's immediate overlap. As you can see, most of the enemy team is now in that area. Now here I am. I throw myself a smoke to kind of buy myself some time because the teammates can help me put pressure on the enemies without having to be the one to put pressure on the enemies and lose the small amount of health that I have left that keeps my tank in working order. Because the reality of it is when you have so little health, if I'm your enemy and I see that you're easily enough to remove one of my problems, I'm going to do it. And as I continue to try to make myself effective and make my team's job easier, cleaning up the rest of these tanks without anybody getting hurt. Now at this point, it really is just kind of cleaning up the rest of the tanks. However, with the tanks that are left, no matter the kind they really are quite capable machines. Like when you see a 1v4, you really don't have to be that intimidated because you have 4 barrels able to shoot you. Most of the players don't work together enough to matter unless they're doing their common lemon train potato farming style. Everybody doing it because nobody can do it on their own, and that's their only choice at that point. Now, as you can see, that enemy shoots me as I make my approach, and that's how quick it is. Yeah, I didn't have much health to take more than one penetration, but and here you can see that weasel toe going over to that area and finishing off that heavy pretty easy because, you know, whether he was able to defend himself or not, he didn't. Was it because he's programmed himself so much to play as Overwatch, or was it because he's not good enough on the front line? You know, that's really not my decision at this point. But now, as you can see here, it was a 1v2 there in the final, and he just finished off that tank. We're gonna slow it down so that you guys can see this a little more clearly. Right before he gets his bullet, this is how weasel toes are, man. You know, they're so impactful for the split second that they can shoot their bullet, and even during the time of reloading, they're just so capable of driving around and you know, being effective without even needing the barrel to be effective. It is an impressive tank. Alright, and that's that. We got bettered by 2 weasel toes. You could see we kind of did help that match, so I do feel podium was earned. I didn't do as good as I could have. Not to say I was trying to do better than the people above me. I just wanted to do enough to help. Anyways, we're into the next match. And as you can see, we're picking up in the middle of a match this time. mid combat. Usually we don't do this, but the recording was this, and I decided to use it. Now here you can see us having an actual back and forth with some enemies. We've lost a couple teammates in the process, but as you can see, the team up in the northeast, or northwest, I mean, that top left corner of the map, mini map there, that they're in the perfect position to just push hard to the right, to the east, you know, just flush right down that B line, C line, maybe even the D line on that side of the map. But the reality of it is they're not. They're kind of just taking their good old time. They see a couple teammates are doing it, so they realize they can just sit behind them and get free points. They're not really interested in getting up to the battle, I don't think. And here I am, continuing to try to stay alive while helping my team conquer the enemies. The enemy throws a smoke so that I couldn't get a clear shot, but I'm just going to rotate the smoke and try to finish off before I get finished off. With the help of some teammate, that tank ends up destroyed, and we move on. And at that point, we got the enemy sighted emblem, and we try to land off a quick auto-lock shot, but we're too late. People already seen him around the smoke. And with that, the match is finished up, and we're going to go check out the rewards board to see how we did and where we placed overall. And as you can see, we got ourselves a couple medals, and we got second place.